So we decided to do a little bit different opening because I keep getting these strikes on YouTube for content violation for the music. The music is the song that was written for the show, but for whatever reason, I don't know. Anyway, so that song is dead now. No more song. Even though it doesn't really matter, right? Because we don't monetize our content. But still, it gives us these little violation, copyright violation. Like, that's our song. Anyway, whatever. It is what it is. Let's see. I think this one we can use, though. They can't stop us. Some of them they can't stop us from. This one's like, they can't stop us. I'm trying to find some royalty-free, whatever, like background music. Yeah, we'll get there. Scorpion, about to take breakout. Unsung, Gordon Bennett, Joe Pirate, Flag 39. What up? Sniper Princess. What's going on? Over on the YouTubes, we got Joe Fernandez. Ooh, you know what? I can go to this one. All right. Joe Fernandez, Jimmy James. What up? Guten Tag. Guten Tag and gluten free. Not me. Scorpion, Todd. What up? Jim. Breakfast Leadership. JD, Biotech Breakout. Hits NDC, Tiffany. Hello. Uh-oh. Got a little screen skip. Hold, please. Hold for line 2. Nara, Crypto for Life. Manuel, what's up? Yeah, but we've been doing some secret squirrel stuff today. Solid Gold. Hello, good to see you. Yeah, we've been doing some secret squirrel stuff. And we'll let you know in about 10 days if our secret squirrel stuff worked. But not until then. Michael, Johnny, Nash, Brady, what's up, man? Michael, we got so many Michaels across the pond, Michael. Let's see. Dubai Money, darting uphill. What's going on? Jasnot, Jimmy James, hello. Yeah, they killed the Black Song. Well, they didn't kill it. It's just I get a strike. And, you know, they nuked one of my channels already when I had like 4,000 subscribers. Although when we came back, only 1,000 people came back. So my guess is 3 out of every 4 people that subscribe don't really care about crypto. So, I don't care either. Okay, darting uphill, Lakeisha. And Chris, Pablo, Tim, Michael, what up? Okay, and Megapack, good to see you. So here's what's going on. We are going to be doing some other kind of cool content. Well, you know what? I'm not going to even front run that. Let's see. Yesterday, this guy wanted to sell his CryptoPunk for 44 ETH, 19 million, but he steady sold. Oh, CryptoPunk for steady. Yeah. I mean, this is the world we live in, man, where stuff is crazy. Let's see. Michael, good to see you. Okay. So, yeah, I'll wait to announce the other content until we do the first show, but it's going to be an NFT themed. And we're going to do it once a week, probably on Thursdays, this Thursday. So there may be a second stream on Thursday. Because, you know, let's face it, NFTs are here and they're not going anywhere, and that it is what it is. So cool. We said hello to everyone. We don't need to go away for our commercial break because we already freaking did that. We'll figure all that out later, but for now it is what it is. Let's go talk prices. Let me get small here. Let's get this banner gone. Gone with you, banner. Goodbye. All right. Let's go through prices, and I guess we could try some of the other stuff and see if it has strikes and violations. Solid Gold asks, Virolo, Philippe, Crypto Newbie, what's going on? Solid Gold asks, do we need to get AGIX in the MetaMask today for airdrop? No. Listen, if you're participating in the new net token sale, and you don't already have your KYC done, well, I'm sorry, that's not true. You don't have to have your KYC done, but you have to already have your AGIX tokens in your MetaMask wallet waiting. If they are not already there, you missed it. Now, that doesn't count for the airdrop. For the airdrop, you want to get your tokens in your wallet, but they're not. The snapshot they did today, and they're doing one today. The second, they're doing one on the 12th. That's for the people that are buying the token, the new net token, at the token generation event. That's not for the airdrop. For the airdrop, as long as you have your AGIX or Singularity DAO tokens, mostly AGIX, to be honest with you. If you have those in your wallet, you good. You need to get your non-US. The snapshot's already been taken, Gordon. So it says you need to get your non. Yeah. If you didn't already do this, if you want to participate in the token sale and you haven't already set it up, you're not going to be in the token sale. You've already missed it for the token sale. So there. I hope that helps. Now, for the airdrop, you will still be able to participate. So don't stress about that. You'll be okay. And I'll try to answer questions as we go because there's a lot of stuff going on. Let's see. YOLO Buck, Jim. Let's see. Hello, Jim. Hello, YOLO Buck. Hello, Michael. And I'll get back to your question in a second. Hello, Audrey. Good to see you. All right. You got me into crypto when you were at Raging Bull. Oh, you big. My account just went over 7 figures. Whoop, whoop. Man, you don't have to buy me nothing. I mean, I wouldn't say no to a steak. I wouldn't say no to a steak. I would welcome a steak. That's how you want to buy my affection. Give me a steak. Let's see. How much gas does it cost to send AGIX from exchange to MetaMask? Question. Well, a lot. It was costing me like the last one I did was 100 AGIX. It was like $30 or something like that because Ethereum gas fees are awful. And as Ethereum goes up in price, it's just awful. I don't know what else to tell you. It's awful. So there you go. Necro111 and CC Brown. Good to see both of you. All right. Rod, what up, Rod? Okay. So a lot of interesting stuff going on. Expat Matt in the house. What up? Okay, so let's look at prices. The entire space is 2.8 trillion. It's not bad. It's starting to move. Yes, there is a revamping, and I'm trying to figure out the game theory. So for those of you involved in Nexo, you'll notice 2 things are happening. One, the price of the token has been going up really fast. Well, it's been going back up. It got to $4 at one point. It's back to 3. So the token they are re-incentivizing institutions to hold the token is what it is. I think that token probably goes a lot higher. I also think the Perks token is going to do really well, and that's the one on Abra. Now, I don't have all the details on Abra and how that token is going to roll out and who actually owns the token and what the mint, circulating supply. They gave me some loose numbers the other day. Well, Thursday night, I'm going to have dinner with the whole team at Abra, everybody, like Bob, everybody. Matter of fact, I'll be sitting next to Bob at dinner. So I'm going to learn a lot about it. So by next week, we'll have a lot of really good, keen information on what's going on at Abra. But really, the only 2 choices you have for these platforms as far as where to park your tokens and grab some yield, the only 2 safe choices are Abra and Nexo. You get paid a little bit more at Nexo. Nexo is a little bit, they're both easy to use, right? So the platforming is not difficult. Or the onboarding, right? But what I would say is of the 2, the safer is probably Abra. The more liquid is Nexo. So it could go either way there. Now, Abra is going to come out with their little Perks. This is another distinction that needs to be made. The Perks, PERX token is not Abra's token. They're not minting it, printing it out of thin air. It's managed by an organization in Europe. And they gave Abra a certain percentage of these tokens to push out to their clients. So I don't know enough about it to say whether this makes sense to start taking funds from Nexo over to Abra to game the token gifting event, which is the 15th. They take another snapshot. They're going to look at all the accounts on the 15th and look at the October 15th to November 15th deposits, inputs, transactions, all that, and then they're going to pass out the tokens. And I also have to look at what Nexo's loyalty program. I know that the top 4 tokens, I think, what was it? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, and something else, they dropped the rewards way down, but then to push the rewards back up. And what they're doing is, and listen, we knew this was coming, right? We knew that they couldn't pay these high numbers forever. Didn't we all know this? Didn't we all kind of know that you can't pay 12, 15, 18%? You can't pay these crazy numbers when high yield junk debt's going at 6%, sometimes 5.5%. So even if you get rid of all the middlemen and replace it with software, middleware, we like to say, you might get a point or two. But remember, if they're paying, so think about this, they're lending your money out the other side of the facility. But how much money can you make on Bitcoin? I mean, we all know what's happening with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I don't know if anybody would consider Bitcoin high yield or junk debt. So 5% is a lot, bro. It's so much. It's so much. So anyway, just keep that in the back of your mind, that these high numbers, that the future looks probably more like 2%, 2.5% on Bitcoin. Okay. So cool. Bitcoin Candy, what up? And Frank Leopard, good to see you. Good to see you. Ryan, good to also see you. So yeah, lots of changes coming all over the place. Let's look at prices. Let's see what's going on. Bitcoin, it bumped right up. It's up 3.5% on the day, 63,772. What did I do? I sold. Let's take you over to, God, I hate FTX bought. Well, good. That's the one thing I like that Ledger did, is they bought, I mean, that Ledger, the one good thing that FTX has done that's not stupid sports sponsorship related is actually investing in Ledger X, the trading platform. I hope that means they get more liquidity. I hope, though, that when Sam gets indicted for some kind of fraud, that they don't go down with him. Ugh, whatever. It is what it is. Does anybody know the name of the dog-themed token? Well, first, wait, let me back up. You guys all know that the idiots that bought Squid Game's token all got nuked, right? They rug pulled that whole thing. So no one made a dime and they rug pulled the whole thing. There was another project for 60 million that rug pulled over the weekend. Big surprise. It was some dog-themed bullshit. And of course, gone. Poof, see you later, bye. 60 million gone. I mean, come on, man. People got to be less. You don't even have to be smart. Just be less stupid. Please. Be less stupid. Less stupid. Nicole, good to see you. So, okay. Here's what I want to show you. So I think where's the 100K? I was selling this thing last week. This isn't a big one. This is a trading account that my buddy and I use, and I'm kind of teaching him the options game. So what you're looking at is the 100K contract that it expires December 31st. I know that's kind of hard to see, but it's a December 31st, 2021. This year. We sold the 100Ks at about 4,000 a piece. And now they're down 2,600. And even with Bitcoin climbing towards all-time highs, 100K is lofty. So when these things get down to below 2,000, I will buy them all back. I will convert the premium into more Bitcoin, and I'll wash, rinse, and repeat. I also sold not in this account. In my other buddy's account, we sold the 125s. And I think we sold 1.5, the 150 contracts, whatever, it doesn't matter. And we were selling those in the I'd have to look. But anyway, yeah, so we sold these around 4,000. These were somewhere around 2,000. My guess is these deteriorate to dust, the 125s. I don't personally see $125,000 Bitcoin this year before, but you know what? Bitcoin's done crazy stuff. So it doesn't really matter what random rube YouTube dude says, is because no one knows. Anyway, it's just kind of, this is some of the ways you can make money on your dormant assets. You don't have to park them on a trading platform or a lending platform like an Exo or an Abra or a BlockFi or a Scammy Celsius. You don't need to do any of those things. You can make your own yield. Listen, if you want a small, you can sell the 150s. You know, you can sell the 125s against your Bitcoin. Basically a double the price. So Bitcoin would have to double for you to get called out of these things in the next 2 months. Think about that. They're paying you between $1,100 and $1,500 a Bitcoin. Okay. So you just divide it back in. You think, okay, what do I make? What do I make every year? This is, you know what? This is probably important. Let me do this. Let me come over here and let me see if I can add. I wonder if I can add the calculator as a screen share. Let's see. Let's share. Stop screen. Share screen. Let's see if it lets me. Application. Ooh. Okay, fun. So fun with numbers. So as I'm looking at the numbers, now I got to find that damn thing. Where are you, you son of a bee? There we go. All right. So fun with numbers. As we were looking at that, the $125,000 option, that means you'll be selling a call against your Bitcoin. Celsius is scammy for some of their behavior, and they're a little bit dishonest, and their whole affiliation with Tether. Look into the $1 billion they borrowed from Tether or something just super ridiculous. You say, well, wait a minute, Alex Mashinsky, if you guys are so liquid, why are you borrowing from Tether? Oh, Tether prints money out of thin air. Huh. So something's not right there, and they're all very dubious about how they answer those questions. So, you know, if you have a friend that hangs out with crummy people, you know, that's going to influence your inputs, influence your outputs, right? Your inputs, you know, what is the saying? You walk with lames, you'll pull up a limp. So if you're affiliated with crooks, and I'm not just saying like crooks to be mean, everyone at Bitfinex, iFinex, and Tether has been indicted for crime. Every single person, all of them, they're either on the run or in some kind of proceedings with the Southern District of New York, or they're settling 40 million here, 8 million there, 9 million there, all of them. And now they're being chased for fraud in not just the United States. So if you're doing deals with a company or an organization, and every single person there is running from the cops or negotiating with the cops about fraud and corruption and counterfeiting, basically, you think that, so either Mashinsky is an idiot, right? Because he doesn't get it. He's either, and he's not an idiot, he's a very smart guy, but he's either an idiot or a crook. There's no in between. He's either too dumb to know that they're scammy and he has some incestuous relationship for $1 billion with them, and he either doesn't know it because he's an idiot, in which case you can't have my money, or he does know it because he's a criminal, in which case you can't have my money. There is no in betweens. That's the problem I have with Celsius. So, okay. Not to beat that horse, but there we go. Okay. So let's look at some numbers real quick. So if I take a $62,000, well, we're at 63, aren't we? Let me look, let me make sure. Gosh, we're at 64. Jesus. As we've been talking, Bitcoin's gone up by about $500. So we're at 64 now, bop, bop, bop. And which means that contract is going to come down. That contract is still, let me look. That contract is currently let's look at the 125K. It's 1155 to 1500. So the price of that thing should go up. Anyway, let's say we get filled right in between at 1300. Okay. Let me go here. Let me just drop this down just a hair. Okay, good. Now I can get access to it. So let's do divided by support number 2. Let's go the other way. Let's say 1300 fill. The price keeps changing. 64.2. Okay. 64.2. That gets us 2%. Okay. So we made 2% in 2 months. You think, okay, well, 2% doesn't sound like much. Right. But it's 2% in 2 months. So one could assume you could sell these far out of the money contracts 6 times a year. Could you not? Times 6. What does that get you? That gets you 12.14% on your Bitcoin. For selling contracts 2 months away, so it's not long dated, not really, less than 60 days out, you're getting 12% a year. And remember, you're converting those profits into profits. So it's really not 12. It's probably somewhere closer to 13.5, 14%. So when you think, hey, what are these platforms? What are they doing? Well, they're lending to profligate borrowers. And so that's kind of, so you have some platform risk. At least here in the options market, you have control over it. And Todd, let me just tell you, it's not that you're finding success or not finding success in the options market. There's only two sides to the options market. You sell options because you're the casino, or you buy options because you're a degenerate gambler. There's some hedging activity. That too is gambling. You're just buying your own insurance, right? And I get it. These are all the different mechanical functions of managing a balance sheet. But just keep in mind, you're making anywhere from 12 to 15% on your own without the platform risk of a lending platform. So then you ask yourself, why don't lending platforms have a product where they sell options and you can participate in it? Because they're stupid. Right now, they're stupid. But stupid doesn't mean not intelligent. Stupid means simple. So maybe that's what I should say. They're simple right now. I believe these kinds of products will be coming, where they'll be able to sell, for instance, you might have a Bitcoin product where you invest in an options contract selling product where they sell cash secured puts and covered calls against Bitcoin and cash and generate some yield, and you're just a member of that product. And you would get some kind of fluctuating thing, and they would probably keep, even if they kept 20, 25% of it, 20%, you're still making 10% on your Bitcoin or your cash. And as long as you're okay with Bitcoin or cash, you're doing pretty good. Does that make sense? And remember, this was right in the middle. This is right in the spread. So, and you can get much tighter fills if you're buying or selling big giant piles of the asset or of the cash. Okay. And I'm just illustrating these things because I don't think people realize that you can create your own yield. You don't have to use these other platforms. You can, that's the lazy way, but the more you learn, the more you take control over your own financial future. I'm not telling anyone to do any of this stuff. I do it. You can do it or not, but the option is there. Okay. So let's stop that. Let's go back to the other screen share. See, this is real time, bro. This is real time media. All right, let's go. This is what the shows always look different when Eric's not producing them. Okay. So the Bitcoin 64K. Cool, bro. The entire space 2.8 trillion. So we're all good. We may hit that 3 trillion here in the next few months. That's kind of cool. Ethereum all-time high, 4,500. How does that work for Ethereum fees? Well, it gets worse and worse and worse. It gets more expensive. It's just a kick in the D, but sorry, it is what it is. That's going to push a lot of people towards other assets. So now you're looking at Ethereum at 4,500. Cardano is at $1.99. It's been quiet, but methinks it won't be quiet for too much longer. If you keep in mind, one of the things that we're going to talk about today, and I guess I can just mention it now, is that there are no less than about 12 either government contracts or memorandums of understanding, MOUs, that Cardano has racked up. And they haven't even, I don't think they finished their Kenya visit. They may have. And there was an AMA Friday or Saturday. Anyway, there was an AMA, I believe it was Friday. Go check it out. And I think it's worth your time, where he was talking about what they're doing with these different companies and countries, because sometimes it's companies that are embedded in these countries like Web Mobile and all this kind of crap. Well, he's going through, now it's no longer like, hey, it would be cool if Cardano could do this or if or when smart contracts. Well, that's all behind us now. So in addition to upgrading and cleaning up Plutus you know, a lot of technical debt there. They have to kind of clean up and make it more elegant and make it easier to use and all this kind of stuff. They're ready to go with a lot of these bigger projects. And I urge everyone not to ignore Cardano just because recently it hasn't moved the way you might want it to move. So what? You're in this for the long haul. You should be, and you should be looking at where the world is going to be. You know, what's the world going to look like 18 months from now, 36 months from now? So I don't have a crystal ball, but I bet you that this time next year, we're looking at 100,000+ Bitcoin, probably an $8,000 to $10,000 Ethereum, maybe. But a lot of that depends on what happens next for Cardano, Polkadot, Algorand, Cosmos, Near, right? But none of these companies, nobody is going into a whole continent and trying to onboard a whole effing continent. Nobody. The closest thing, I got to give Ripple credit. They're at least trying to get out there and work with as many partners as they can. But what other companies do you see do? And by the way, that doesn't mean anything for the XRP token. Don't confuse those. If it's Ripple or XRP, trust me, Ripple cares more about Ripple than they care about that token. Believe that. So what Cardano is doing, what IO and what the entire team are doing, and no, Professor, no, that doesn't mean XRP. Ripple doesn't care about XRP, the token. You need to understand this, or you're looking at it through rose-tinted glasses. I know the 26 guys on John Deere tractors wish it ain't so because the bear cartoon told them otherwise, but Ripple, the company, doesn't care about the token. Matter of fact, you probably asked them right now, they wish there was no token. The Ripple ledger is great, but the token right now is what got them in jail. So they don't care. No moon soon. You're missing the point. Never mind. Good for you. Anyway, other than that, look at any of these protocol layers, which Ripple is not, and which XRP is not. Look at any of these protocol layer assets. Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Matic. Matic to an extent, right? Algorand, Cosmos. I mean, you can just go down the list. Near, okay, go just keep looking for these protocol layer. And you're going to notice something, and that none, zero, zilch, nada, not any of them are trying to go and onboard a whole continent. None. Look, Polkadot's just trying to get their first couple of auctions out the gate. They're trying to get their first 5 parachain auctions, which will start here any week. And look at them, all-time high-ish. I think 52 and change, but they're at an all-time high, up 6% on the day. They're one of the top big platforms as far as where they're at price-wise in the recent near term. And look, up 1171% on the year. Better than Ethereum, right? Your money in Polkadot went further. Your money in Cardano did twice as good. You're starting to see these protocol layers erode at the available undetermined future of the protocol layer space. Let's say all these protocol layers are splitting a big giant piece of expanding pie. Well, certain projects are grabbing more of that pie. Just keep that in mind. So while these guys are doing token burns and they're trying to pump the price of their token and they get some advertisements and all this kind of crap, Cardano is keeping quiet. You haven't heard him. Charles has talked one time in 2 months. They don't care about the price. And I know as an investor, you're like, I do care about the price. Sure, it's important for you for a variety of reasons. But if you believe in the asset and you believe in the future and you believe that, who are they competing with? Cardano's not competing with anyone. It was like, what's the competition for? Cardano's not even competing with Ethereum. And this is another thing people should, I think, factor in. Cardano's not competing against Polkadot or against Ethereum. It's just a different mindset. It's a different project with different goals and values and aspirations. This is like saying, oh, my little league soccer team is competing with Harvard University. You're like, what do you mean? They don't have a soccer team, I don't think. Yeah, it's not that. They're not competing. Cardano is trying to do something different in a different place. They're trying to change the way the world works through financial inclusion, digital identity, medical recording, property rights, loans, microloans, lending, financial availability, right? To expand a business through some kind of leverage, all these kind of things that you cannot do. I think that the total amount of unlocked currency units. So let's think about it like this. Let's say there's $100 stuck, gummed up, locked in Africa. And of those 100, only $2 are really floating around. The other 98 is gummed up in old, inefficient systems. So if you unlock those currency units and all of the people in those systems through identity, through medical records, through school records, through property records, through business, cash, credit, availability, through banking, through, distributed, verifiable currencies, through on and offline transactions, handshake transactions. All this stuff is coming. Did you know that Cardano has been working on something that allows you to do crypto transactions phone to phone that don't require an internet, like real-time internet? They'll just every now and then they'll just push those transactions toward to the record, and then they'll be processed through whatever slot when they come in. Meaning you could have two farmers out in the field, person to person. Yes, 124, correct. Person to person transactions, handshake transactions, device to device in sub-Saharan Africa or Botswana or wherever it is, in underneath the jungles or in the plains, or a lion runs by and here. So just imagine they're doing in this, and nobody is doing this stuff. Why? Because no one cares, because people just want their stupid coin to go up. So when you see activity like token burns and all of this BS, this is just people majoring in the miners. Stellar is majoring in the miners, right? All these companies that, we move stable coins around. You move bull crap around. You don't move anything around. You don't, we make profit from this and that. No, you don't, dummies. You make arbitrage on magic tokens that you printed out of thin air or that someone else printed out of thin air. Just Cardano is just doing different stuff. And it's also not one to rule them all. Cardano having success doesn't mean Ethereum fails. Ethereum's going to do just fine. I just don't think the opportunity to make currency units is there in Ethereum, but you still need it, right? And Ethereum would be better served if people left Ethereum, right? As people leave, and of course, layer 2 solutions are going to make life easier and things like this, and it will all happen seamlessly under the scenes. Software will solve all of these weird issues that you have right now. But the fact that those weird issues exist is because I know one of my friends actually played for Harvard. But Harvard is not Harvard's soccer team's not competing with your kids' 6 and under team. It would be ugly. That is Cardano competing. They're just competing on different levels. So I would just urge you, it's not one to rule them all, but you have to look at where your currency is going to be the most valuable, where the most velocity is locked up. So if Cardano is doing the things that they are already doing, why do we assume this? We assume this because they have been consistent in their messaging and in their delivery of these different pieces of software the entire time. Sure, sometimes software doesn't launch as fast as you would like. It is what it is. Sure, sometimes there's things that are a little bit, buggy or delayed, or sometimes things outside their control. There was this big, everybody likes to, hang on transactions per second, man. TPS, transactions per second. Do you guys know that about the most any platform can do is about 500 transactions a second, and it's really closer to about 100 that any platform can do? It doesn't matter, because any of these decentralized platforms, to propagate out to a network, it just takes time. Sure, you can on a computer, if one person and I set up a test environment with zero friction and plug two computers together, we can do 5,000 transactions a second. Woo woo. But there are certain realities to the speeds on the internet and the way data can be moved that you can't get past. That's something you should probably listen to Charles' AMA, because one of the questions was transactions per second, blah, blah, blah. That's why they're working so hard on Mamba and Hydra. And that's not like years away. That's like this coming year. And they will slowly scale Cardano in a meaningful way up to somewhere in the low millions of transactions a second. Now, do you need all that? No, you don't. It'd be nice to have it. It's cool to have that bandwidth, that expansion capacity, especially if you're going to onboard, 43 countries in Africa. So just keep in mind that a lot of these arguments are gossip, water cooler, bumper sticker arguments. Kind of like the argument like Bitcoin mining's ruining the world. It's melting the ice caps. That's so dumb and so wrong-minded that's not worth discussing. Those are just dumb bumper sticker arguments. A lot like gluten. But I digress. This is not a show about gluten or all the things that gluten has never done to hurt anybody. It's not about that. So look at the smart contract protocol layer space. If you are investing in it, just be smart about it and don't think so myopic. And it's not black and white. It's not like if Ethereum, all others fail. Nope. You can have a very easy future, like a very common sense future where Ethereum does great, Cardano does great, Polkadot does great, Algo does great, Cosmos does great, Near does great. They can all win. You're early on, and I would urge everyone, even in the projects you don't super agree. The only ones I won't invest in things that are inorganically pumped by very sketchy individuals. So, and I'll admit a lot of projects go up. But you know what? A lot of stuff goes up that's stupid and it goes right back down. There's people that were on Twitter, and they were telling everyone how we were all stupid for not buying Squid Games token. Are we stupid now? Dummies. Pfft. All of it gone. Then there was the dog coin, the baby doggy, whatever stupid thing. $60 million raised, and it's gone. All gone. But people were laughing at us. Ha ha. 75,000% in 4 days. Ha ha. Which ha ha was that? Now that all that money's gone, you think they're not on Twitter now saying ha ha? No, they've disappeared, as has the team. So it's important, these teams, it's important where you put your currency units. And I would urge everyone, man, you've got to be in a position where you know who is steering these companies. And I mean, it's on you. If you invest in stupid stuff and your excuse is, or your defense is, yeah, but I like them gains, this is probably not the right content for you. You're not in the right place. You need to be in one of these other spammy YouTube channels where they just pump stupid coins until they lose all their money. You wonder why you see commercials before these channels, these dumb channels, where you listen and you go, why are these guys, saying of this about this, and they have 268,000 followers. People don't want to hear the truth, bro. People want to hear what they want to hear. Tell me my coin's going up. That's all I care about. I want to get rich now. I've been in crypto for 18 minutes. I deserve it. I deserve it because I'm entitled to winning. I'm entitled to success because my mom said I could be anything I want when I grow up. I said, is that true? And my dad was like, you ask a lot of questions for a janitor. We don't all deserve to win, man. And tube that pipeline. Why don't I like Litecoin? Because Charlie Lee doesn't like Litecoin. He lied to the entire community in real time as he sold everything he had. If a developer sells everything they have, if the head of a project sells everything they have, I'm out. If they're selling, I'm selling. Think about it. Why do you think I don't like Chainlink? Because the developers sell every token they get as quick as they can because they obviously know it is useless, bro. There is nothing magical about Chainlink. There's nothing modable. It's not a protectable business. There's nothing unique about, there's going to be 100,000 different versions of Oracle networks. So, just guys, think beyond the tape. Don't be, it's hard to ignore the price action. Everybody gets excited. Oh, yeah. But you guys got to think beyond the price action. Hoop and Tony, you can be an attack helicopter. It just doesn't mean you might not be a very vigilant attack helicopter, but you can be an attack helicopter. So, I don't know, man. Just think about where you put your currency units. And if you believe in the team, cool. Right? And when you're evaluating, you need a system for valuation. I'll give you one. We'll keep it simple. I can give you the little bitty one, the 5 T's, or the big one. Here's the 5 T's. Team, tech, tokenomics, timing, technology. All right. Think about the problem. What are they trying to solve? Is it a decent team? Is the technology kind of relevant? Well, that's actually for the tech more is like the tech of the token, because there's the technology of the token, and then there's the technology of like their software product or their value proposition, right? Look at the tokenomics. Who owns what? Who's selling? Are there lockups? Where are the tokens sitting? You look at the tokenomics of XRP, it looks very uncomfortable, which is why most institutional investors don't want to have anything to do with it. You got 7 guys that own most of the float, and they've been selling as fast as they can. Brad and Chris. And yet they're still idiots. I love Brad and Chris. They don't love you, dummies. Anyway, the timing. Would this have been a good idea 3 years ago? Is it a good idea now? Is it a good idea to launch into this kind of market? Can the market absorb these products, and does it make sense? Okay. And you look for use, utility, and adoption. Okay. That's the quick way. What's the longer way? This is the way I like to look at it. Cash value, direction, price, liquidity, and meat left on the bone. What does that mean? Cash. Does the project have a runway? They could have all these lofty ideas, but if they don't have enough cash to get it done, well, then who cares? They're going to burn out. They're going to have to start laying people off. Value. Why do they exist? What are they? Are they making the world a better place? Bitcoin. Yes. Yes. For being honest. Yes. Ethereum. Yes-ish. I would say that's more of a past tense, but you know what? They're still the kind of go-to for the non-fungible token space. It is what it is. Cardano, yes, but more of a future vision. Polkadot, we don't know yet, but we believe. Apparently other people believe too. 6.5% of the day. Matic, they were certainly making it easier for Ethereum. Algo, yet to be seen. But we think maybe. Really good team, right? Good, but very little outreach, very little. The marketing's pretty poor, for being honest. VeChain, no and no. But the price action is cool, and most of us bought it for a penny, so whatever. We're on the house's money. Cosmos, well, you already have a large AI project running on top of Cosmos, right? So, and the wallet's really good. So Cosmos may be a little bit unloved. We'll see. We will see. Fetch runs on Cosmos. All right. You go down the list. Near. We don't know yet. Near is not easily available. However, I think I put out a little tweet about it. They are doing NFT stuff now. They're getting into the NFT space, and also kind of everybody's going meta, whatever. But that's kind of cool. Graph token's a layer 1.5-ish, sits in between the protocols, and it's for developers. It helps. I don't know if the token ever does anything. Matter of fact, my guess is it probably doesn't. But cool project, and it's got utility. I don't know about the adoption. Flow is, to me, it's unloved. I think it has a higher value. That gets into value proposition. But what does Flow do? Well, it's the protocol layer for non-fungible token transactions like NBA Top Shots and NFL is coming and things like that. So cool. Rune, interchain operability, love it. ARweave, something similar to Filecoin, although a little bit more kind of spread out, and they're up, look, 23% on the day. This thing moves a lot. It's being traded a lot. This is trading type moves. Anyway, be careful about those type of tokens because sometimes you can get beat up. But, you know, AR has been doing just fine, ARweave. So Nexo, their token's performing pretty well. What is the, again, why do they exist? Well, it's an exchange token that incentivizes behavior on their lending platform, right? Would you use Nexo for anything else? No, it's got a very limited use. It incentivizes behavior on their lending platform. That's a pretty tiny market. You would have to imagine Nexo would have to get really, really big or you know, rope in some massive investors, institutional investors, because Joe Public is probably not going to push this coin that high. But we'll see. I mean, they could do some scammy stuff like Binance token and start burning tokens. They could participate in all these shenanigans like Stellar does to pump the price of the token and burn their runway. But then that would go back on the direction, the management team. You would start to second guess the management team. So that comes to number 3, management team. Does the team have good DNA? Do you trust them? Do you trust the management team at Cardano? I do. You may or may not. Do you trust the team at Bitcoin Core? Seem pretty competent. What about Ethereum? Not so much. I don't trust them to be dirty. I mean, I don't think they would be dirty. I just don't know if they're incredibly competent. I think that Vitalik is an incredible visionary and he's incredibly intelligent. I think he's a poor manager. Evidenced by the fact that they don't seem to want to get software upgrades out the door in any reasonable time. And they have a small team. There's a lot of Ethereum developers, but they're developing Ethereum-based projects, not Ethereum, the core, the surface. Do you trust the management team at Ripple? That I don't think we need to go into that. The management team stole from you and continues to steal from you, and you're okay with it. Do you trust the management team at Polkadot? Well, we don't know because Gavin Woods doesn't ever say anything because they're all quiet or high. That's a team that gets high a lot, by the way. I'm not going to tell you why I know this, but I can tell you that I know this. Those dudes get baked. Those dudes are never sober, ever. So we'll see. So in these are the kind of questions you have to ask yourself. Price. Is it priced for you? Is it valued or undervalued? Well, ideally, anything that you're buying, you must believe it's undervalued. Because if it was at nominal or par value, you wouldn't buy it because what could you do with it? Now, you might say, oh, I can buy it and park it and grab some yield. Okay, well, then it's undervalued based on its yield proposition, right? So, I mean, just do the math. Do the math. And value is a question that only you can answer. And to me, if I want to unpack value, how do I unpack that? Does this thing have the potential to get use, utility, and adoption? All 3. Can it get use, utility, and adoption? If not, that's going to sway the value. Could still be undervalued, even if you don't think it's going to make it. But be careful because the less it has going for it in the value column, in the value or undervalued column, then the shorter the amount of time you would hold the position. It's going to be less of an investment, more of a trade, right? Just kind of think your way through these things. Liquidity. Well, can you get in and out of the position? Can you enter and exit? You could have something that you believe is undervalued, but if it has no liquidity, it could be dangerous. You could be buying into something that you can't exit in a meaningful way. And if the information goes south on you, you're stuck. You say, well, how would you get around that? Well, that could be a longer term trade bordering on an investment. And I think the way you get rich in crypto, the way you get wealthy is by investing. That means thinking about the future, 18 to 36 months out. Trading is anywhere from a few seconds, or if you're a high frequency trader, from a few microseconds up to 11 months and 30 days. Anything less than a year is a trade. You think, well, in crypto, it should be more. Yeah, maybe we should adjust these. For instance, people used to say that hyperinflation was 15% month on month, by the way. And everybody's like, no, the definition is 50%. Yes, But if you look up the old school definition where it has crawling, walking, running, and hyperinflation, it was 15 plus month on month. And after, obviously in month 3, that is 50%. Now the definition is 50% inflation month on month, which is still awful, right? We're splitting hairs. So since everybody seems to agree 50, because that's easy to remember, 50 it is, everyone. 50, 50. That's hyperinflation. Great. It's the same effing thing. You've failed to maintain the price of consumer products, and then all hell breaks loose. So either way, all hell breaks loose. 15% month on month is freaking nasty. But remember, true hyperinflation is, well, just inflation in general has to be consistent everywhere and always. It's not a near-term event. It's not 1 month. You can't have a month of hyperinflation if the prices reduce back. And by the way, in the United States, we're nowhere near hyperinflation, right? So those hyperinflation arguments are pretty silly. But even if we have a 10% month, which would be crazy, but if it goes back down, if it was just a one-off, an outlier, that's not inflation. Those are near-term effects. Those are bottlenecks in shipping and logistics and things like that. Everywhere and always, the monetary phenomenon, that is inflation. Years, not days, not weeks, not even a month or two. Years, that is inflation. Make sure you're looking through the right lens. So, meat left on the bone. What does that mean? Well, can you make money on this asset? That one, actually, I originally had that kind of baked into number 4, which is valued or undervalued. Because you say, well, if it's undervalued, can I make money? But sometimes things are undervalued and you realize that the market's not going to see this in a meaningful way because they're just looking at different things. And right now, this is a market that has been democratized. This is a market where Joe Sixpack with $14 can invest the same way that the people at Andreessen Horowitz can invest. Not to the same extent, but they can invest right there on their phone between looking at people glitch on TikTok, which is actually pretty dope. I like the glitch videos. But, you know, the IQ of the aggregate investor, well, these aren't even investors. The IQ of the average trader is looking a lot more like the IQ of the average citizen, which, if we're being honest, is pretty low. Look around you today. Pick out how many people throughout the rest of your day do you think are super intelligent? How many people throughout the day do you meet where you go, wow, look how smart they are? My guess is not many. You know, my guess is not too many. Let's go, Brandon. I know, right? So, I mean, I would urge you to realize that there's a lot of flawed thinking. Don't get sucked into chasing the price. Price never matters, except that as you're making your value estimation, is the price indicative of an asset that is valued appropriately, over or undervalued? It could be overvalued, in which case there might be ways to short it or to buy their partners, to buy a compelling counter trade or a compelling competitor. So you need to think about these things. I'm urging everyone as we go into this seemingly period of more green days than red days, and of course the red days come, but if you're getting more green days on the aggregate than red days, then I think it's important to, you know, to dial back the enthusiasm and dial up the education, focus on your fundamentals, try to understand these assets that you own. Don't worry about thinking that you're going to pick every single winner. It just doesn't work that way. You don't have unlimited funds. So, you know, create your portfolio, manage it in a meaningful way, understand the assets that you own. Hopefully they have a value proposition that leads it to use, utility, and option and adoption anywhere from 18 to 36 months out. Start thinking like you run a hedge fund, man, and pronouns. And don't ask people what they're doing. Try to figure out why they're doing what they're doing. I don't care that people are doing dance videos on TikTok and glitching. And I do care that hundreds of millions of people seem to be interested in this. So what does that tell me about the climate, the pulse? What does that tell me where TikTok content is important to people? Well, it is. If people spend their time there, where else might they spend their time? Oh, that leads us into this idea of this metaverse. Oh, maybe the people at Facebook, like Zuckerberg and his team of robot units, are not so stupid. And you think, oh, this is just he just came up with this. He's joining the trend. Bro, he's not joining the trend. He is the trend. There was a metaverse through Oculus way before Decentraland. I mean, in a meaningful way, right? This isn't new. This isn't something they came up with Sunday night. So, I mean, just, it's easy to label people certain ways. It's easy to not like certain, I don't even think, he might not even be human. He might be a robot. We'll call him a unit, the Mark Zuckerberg unit. That unit is not dumb. That unit is not unintelligent. That unit is genius, right? And their influence is massive. Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. There's access to 1.5 billion people right there, potentially 3 billion people. That's almost half the freaking planet. So, and people, oh, they're going to Decentraland. Why? You think Zuck and the team over at Facebook decided let's pump these weird transient products, let's pump Decentraland? Bro, Facebook's not going to go and build Decentraland. Facebook is for Facebook. Like, think your way through it, peeps. Come on. Be smarter than the average bear. Anyway, so I think these things are interesting, and it's important to kind of think of these things as you're trying to evaluate these projects. I do the same thing when I look at these NFT projects. By the way, let me see. There was one other thing I was going to say. Coty kind of quiet, but it got a nice bid over the weekend. Songbird, if you have SGB tokens at Bitrue, leave them alone until at least the 5th when they do their snapshot. They're down 18% on the day, but so what? You're going to get some free tokens. That's cool. I think that this thing probably bounces back up about in a day or two before the 5th, which is the snapshot for the weird token that they're going to give away. Great. Matrix AI, it goes up, it goes down. It's spammy, scammy garbage. Singularity DAO, I don't know. I don't know if this token moves very much in the near future until Dynasets are active. Them launching Launchpad doesn't mean anything for the token. No one cares about Singularity DAO's Launchpad, which is a feature. For as far as the token goes, it's doesn't matter. You don't use Singularity DAO to buy any of these new projects. So now, could owning Singularity DAO be good for more airdrops? Yes, that is possible, but they haven't been very clear exactly what that means. They've just hinted. So we will see. Render having a nice day, 17%. Audius, nice day, 18%. Cool, bro. Everything's up right now because everything's up right now. You can expect this to look, ugly red a day or two from now, because if things are ridiculous green, they can only be ugly red the next day, right? Nothing goes straight up. Okay, cool. Scorpion says, I get where you're coming from, but I still don't like Zuckerberg. He's just as shady as garlic bread. No. He's not as shady. I'll tell you why. He's not a thief. And this is an important distinction. He might do things that you don't agree with. Well, of course, people do things we don't agree with, in the same way that Elon Musk does things we don't agree with. But Elon Musk is not a thief. That I will say. Elon Musk is not a thief. Mark Zuckerberg is not a thief, right? Steve Ballmer, not a thief. Tim Cook, not a thief, right? We don't necessarily agree with the way these guys move forward. Bezos, not a thief. Okay? Not a thief. Who is a thief? No. SGB is, no. That's a different snapshot. The December 12th snapshot is not well, there's two snapshots then, because there's another one for Soza or Sozo token. God, there's so many of these, but whatever. Anyway, but yeah, these guys aren't thieves. Who might be a thief? Well, that's different. Brad Garlic Mouth, thief, 100%. McCaleb, kind of a thief. I mean, he stole like 9.5 billion tokens of XRP. They stole them. I say they stole them. You're like, no, they didn't. Yeah, they did, because this didn't go through the investors. The investors that backed Ripple should have had a say in the token created by Ripple. Yeah, the Sologenic one, right. I heard that was on the 20th, but yeah, that makes sense. But the Sologenic one is just for XRP holders as far as I understand. You might have some more data on that than me. So Bread Garlic Mouth, thief. Zuck, not a thief. Alex Mashinsky. I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with this partnership loan weirdness with Tether. Everybody at Tether, thieves. Everybody at Bitfinex, iFinex, and Tether. They're admittedly thieves. They just outright admitted it. They said, we lied to everyone. We're 2% capitalized on our USDT. So when you see Gensler and these guys and Janet Yellen coming forward saying, we're going to regulate stablecoins, good. They need to be regulated because it's a dumpster fire. The whole stablecoin space is a dumpster fire. It's funny. They're all hot in the ass to regulate stablecoins, and yet none of them understand the Eurodollar problem that we're all, that none of them. And that's been since 1950. So you think they're going to get their hands on stablecoins? You think they're going to wrap their hands around it? Nah, it's going to make it tough for U.S. companies. Yeah, Binance. Oh, absolutely. 100%. Binance, thieves. CZ Binance, thief. Interestingly, the Brian over at Coinbase, not a thief. Not a very likable guy, but not a thief. Okay? Chris Larson, thief. Admitted thief. Maybe indicted thief. Okay? So just be careful where you put your, I will say this, the people over at Abra, not thieves. Now, they don't pay you the best rewards, but they're not thieves. They're legit. I like that. I'll take 1 or 2% less to know that my money's going to be there when I wake up. Oh yeah, they locked. Yeah, they arbitrarily did that yesterday, Todd. That's true. For anybody that doesn't know, Binance just put out a thing. Oh, we're freezing withdrawals right now. We have a backlog. Why do you have a backlog? I mean, you guys can do a gazillion transactions a second. Why do you have a backlog? Oh, Justin. You know what? Crypto for life. I'm going to say this. I don't think Justin Sun is a thief. Well, you know what? You're right. They plagiarized the Ethereum white paper. So technically they do have to be thieves. You know what? 1-0. You win that round. Let me see. Diesel Hound. I'm wrong on VeChain. Well, I'm going to be wrong on a lot of stuff, but I don't know what I'm wrong about. You got to be more specific, bro. I'm wrong that it's in China. I'm wrong that it's outdated. I'm wrong that they never rolled out any meaningful software. I'm wrong that they're controlled by a government that doesn't like crypto. What am I wrong about? I did a 24x on VeChain. I'm not a hater. I made a lot of currency units. I've got 2 Lambos in the shop because of VeChain. I'm not a hater, bro. I'm a stater. And you know what? If Cardano turns around and starts doing scammy stuff, I'm going to call them out. If you pull scams, I'm going to call you out. I'm not married to any of these projects. You don't see any tattoos. I don't have any Ethereum tattoos. If you pull scams, you're going to get exposed. The cool thing, only about 20 people watch this show. But you know what? The 20 people that watch this show, we all make money. Yeah, I mean, I know, man. Oh, you got rug pulled from Tron? Ooh, yeah, they're I don't know, man. He just seems like an idiot. He seems like a marketing idiot. It does irk me a little bit that guy's a billionaire for having plagiarized the Ethereum white paper. It kind of rubs me the wrong way, but whatever. That's just my own personal jealousy and envy eking its way through, if I was to admit it. You know, I'm not a hater of Justin Sun. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's a marketing idiot. And by that, I mean, he just markets. You know what it is that Sam Bankman-Fried fried chicken is just a better Justin Sun than Justin Sun. He's just better at it because all the FTX is marketing. There's no real use, utility, or adoption there. No one uses FTX. Not really. No one ever used FTX. Not really. This guy didn't come out of nowhere and all of a sudden he created trillions of dollars. No, it's all marketing. It's someone else's money. I'm sure that the FTX thing is going to end up in some massive prosecutions later on down the line. And a few years from now, we'll look back and go, ha, ha, ha. So I don't know what to tell you. I want everybody here, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I want everyone here to make currency units. I want you guys to all be very wealthy and your lives are better and all of these kind of things. You're not competing with me. You're not competing with my information. If I tell you something that I think, you can dismiss it or you can consider it and go, why does he not like this? Why does he not like that? So no one will ever dump on us because SBF is womanizer just like Justin. Yeah. I mean, just be smart. Just be smart with your investments. I hope you're investing. If you're a trader, you can do whatever the hell you want because this is the wrong place for you. You can go probably, honestly, you can, if you're a trader, instead of looking at charts, just go over to Satoshi Street Bets and just look at what they're talking about in the chat. That's how everyone else trades. You don't need to be good right now. All you need to do is sign up for the Satoshi Street Bets and Wall Street Bets Reddit, and just go look at their Reddit. They'll tell you what they're all going to get together and pump. And until that activity is made illegal, and those people and people go to jail and all this kind of stuff, then that will keep happening. And you know what? It is what it is. They're, for better or for worse, it's bringing people to crypto. Even if it's bringing the wrong people, it's still bringing people to crypto. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. But be careful. It's your currency units. At the end of the day, you're not going to have anyone to blame but yourself. So I just wish Gene Simmons would go away. I know, God. Oh, what a rube. I like it when these celebrities come out and then try to tell you what you should be investing in because they have 13 seconds of experience. I like this. Hey, guess what, bro? I don't like seeing you in leather pants at age 70 dancing. So why don't you stay the F out of my chat? Why don't you F off and quit telling people what to buy because you don't know dick about finance. But these dudes, man, they think they have their audience and they have a bunch of, it's the same, it's religion, bro. There's a lot of people that invest because of religion, and they invest, Elon Musk said this. Oh, Elon Musk doesn't care about you. Now, he does care about humanity. He does push the discussion forward, but you know what? If I have a choice between following Elon Musk, who is a religious cult figure who has no business sense, or following, dare I say, a Gavin Wood, I don't know. That's a tricky one. But if it's Elon Musk versus Charles Hoskinson. If it's Elon Musk versus Adam Back. If it's Elon Musk versus Michael Saylor, ooh, I can't weigh in on that because Michael Saylor is just as crazy. He's no different. Look, he's insane. The dude is insane. But it doesn't mean Bitcoin won't still go up. It's the two are kind of, in this case, it's a distinction without a difference. All right, let's call it a day. Yeah, Matt Damon and Tom Brady pushing these projects. I think Matt Damon is, I forget which platform he's working on, but Tom Brady is an FTX hack now. And Matt Damon, I forget which one Matt Damon is. Is he Huobi or eToro or one of these other ones? I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, let's call it a day. Stay out of trouble. Stay in school. You can look in the the description of the video for anybody that wants to set up an Arbor account. They're giving like 25 bucks worth of free perks tokens if you put like 15 bucks in the account. So if you have 15 bucks worth of crypto, you get like 25. That's arbitrage. I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but it's arbitrage. So if you want to do it, do it. I think there's a link down there. And I think the channel gets 25 bucks worth of their new token. Anyway, whatever that is, cool. If you are interested, if you're not, I don't give a crap. Okay. And the other thing I would say is stay out of trouble, stay in school. Don't do anything my poor, insolvent, drunk, strung out on meth grandmother wouldn't do. And as you know, there's not that much that she wouldn't do. And she's rolling, and she's got her whole face is just cookied up today. She just looks like she like headbutted a kilo.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.